This is PH from the PH Podcast. I want to dedicate this podcast to anybody that was affected with what happened in the U.S. with the breach of the Capitol. Send your prayers up. Whoever you believe in, pray to that person. Parents, talk to your children and try to keep them as safe as you can, because it's clearly a problem out here in our country. I also want to dedicate this to all the dentists everywhere. You are appreciated. It's Wildcard weekend. Saturday is when the games start. The first game, Colts at Bills. I got the Bills. The reason I'm picking them is because Josh Allen has been playing great all season. I know playoffs is totally different. It's win or go home. If you have a good game in the playoffs or you have a bad game in the playoffs, that's going to determine who's going to win and who's going to lose. At the end of the day, I think Bills have a great defense. I think they're better than the Colts. The Colts left tackle has been hurt. Phillip Rivers has been struggling. He's not going to have much time. And I like what Stephon Diggs has been doing for the Bills all season. He's one of the best receivers in the league this year, clearly. And Josh Allen's been playing well all season, so I think they're going to beat that team. Shout out to all the Bills fans everywhere. I know y'all outside now, because if you were a Bills fan from the beginning, you know how to go to the Super Bowl and lose. So if you stayed on board, they really did it for y'all this year. 1995 was the last time they made the playoffs. It's 2021. So shout out to them. Shout out to the coach, Sean McDermott. I think he could have got Coach of the Year, even though I know we're going to talk about the Browns later because they made it in the playoffs this year. But I got the Bills in that game simply because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, I think, are going to be too much. The next game is going to be the Rams playing the Seahawks. That's really just another division game, but everything is on the line now. If you lose, you go home. I feel like Jalen Ramsey does a great job. You've seen what he did all season against receivers, specifically against Metcalf. Go back and look up those numbers. Metcalf doesn't really have a good game against him. I don't like the Seahawks offense. They struggle. Russell Wilson has to do everything, but at the same time, I still think they can win this game because I think they have the better quarterback. It might be a theme going into this playoff when you hear about me talking about these teams, because a lot of the teams that I feel like have the best quarterback, they're probably going to win these games. That's just in my opinion. Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than the Rams have, even if it's Goff or the backup. So I just want to say, once again, I don't like the Seahawks offense. They did win the NFC West, so I want to give them their props. That defense has definitely been coming along all season. Shout out to Dunlap. They picked up safety from the Jets. So shout out to Jamal Adams. But at the end of the day, Russell Wilson, he's going to be the reason why I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win that game. The next game is Tampa Bay. This is all Saturday. Tampa Bay versus Washington. Congrats to Washington. You won the sorry NFC East, but I'm going to give you credit because somebody got to win that division. And I felt like your team came into the season thinking we got a good defense, but we don't know what the offense is going to do. The problem is at quarterback. I've never seen a quarterback get released from a team faster than Dwayne Haskins. That's a problem of the past now. He's no longer on the team. You got to deal with Alex Smith. Let me tell you something, as a person who followed the 49ers for a long time. Alex Smith, he ain't going to lose you the games, but he ain't going to win you the games either. And he hurt. Now, that defensive line for Washington is real. The defense period is real. Most people always say, if you got a good D-line, you can get after Brady and everything's going to be different because you make a move and you hit him and now he won't be the same quarterback, and that's how you beat Brady. I just want to inform all you people that's saying that. It's been a lot of people who felt like Brady was going to lose to good D-linemen, the good teams that have good D-linemen, and he continued to beat them. So now's the time. It's some pressure over there now. Don't get it twisted. Tampa Bay, you haven't made the playoffs in a long time. But the pressure is, Bruce Arians, this is your time to really show everybody you made the right decisions, getting Brady, getting all these weapons with Antonio Brown. Mike Evans didn't get hurt last week, so he's going to come back, make plays for them. You got Chris Godwin. Don't come out here in primetime games and make bad play calls, because that's what Tampa Bay's been doing to me. If you watch Tampa Bay all season, Tampa Bay fans know this. I don't know what it is about these primetime games, but y'all can't win those. The games y'all be winning be the ones that's not on TV, the ones that's happening at 1 or 4 or something, not those night games. Those night games are the ones in prime time that we've been seeing, and y'all been kind of getting embarrassed sometimes. And guess what? This is a prime time playoff game. Now, one thing about it, The one person you don't want to play, in my opinion, in the entire league is Tom Brady when it comes to the playoff. So Washington, congrats for winning the NFC East, but now you got Tom Brady, and I think you're going to lose. So Tampa, I got Tampa in that game. I think they're going to beat Washington. Washington had a great season. Shout out to Ron Rivera. Beat cancer. Had to deal with Dwayne Haskins being super immature and childish. Still made it to the playoffs. But I think you're going home come Saturday night. Sunday, Ravens at Titans. Lamar Jackson, I think he's like 30-7 in regular season, but he's 0-2 in the playoffs. He's going to have to prove to people that he can make great plays in the playoffs. I just want to put it out here right now because I know some people probably don't know this, but Lamar Jackson's still playing on a rookie contract. That new deal got to be coming. I don't know what his agent doing. They're wasting time, but he need to go ahead. I'm expecting to see that he signed a deal during playoffs. Like, I don't know what they're waiting on, but it's time for him to get paid. Anyway, Titans been doing great. Shout out to the Titans. Tannehill is one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league right now. Like, he really been balling. And Derrick Henry, over 2,000. So what we talking about? Like, if it comes down to the run game, I feel like Tennessee Titans going to be able to make that happen. With that being said, I think that Lamar Jackson is the better quarterback in this situation. So I'm going with the Ravens. The Titans defense scares me. They haven't been playing that great. Ravens have been coming along, getting better and better. I also think they have a better coach. Now, I'm going to be honest. I do like the Titans coach. Mike Vrabel knows what he's doing. But I like John Harbaugh just a little bit better. And I think it's time for Lamar Jackson to get his first playoff win. Remember the first time they threw him in the game and Flacco was on the bench mad and they got beat. They got beat last year. Ran up on the Titans after having a bye and they weren't ready. They came out flat. Well, this year, here we go again. You get a chance to do it. What you going to do? I think Lamar Jackson going to make plays. The next game, Bears versus Saints. I don't even want to waste my time. I think the Saints going to win that game. The Bears have a great defense. They didn't give him they didn't sign Mitch Trubisky's fifth-year option in the offseason, and now they look up at 8-8 and they made the playoffs. They playing the Saints. I think Drew Brees is going to beat them. Better quarterback. Don't even got to waste our time. Next game, night game on Sunday, Steelers at home against the Browns. Shout out to all the Cleveland Browns fans. If you're a real Browns fan, I know you happy. But I just want to say, as soon as y'all got there, y'all messing up. All kind of media stuff happening off the field. You got wide receivers and linemen drag racing. Coach getting coronavirus. We can't do nothing about that. I hope he has a speedy recovery. He won't be able to coach. It's like, damn, soon as Baker Mayfield gets to the playoffs, now you got to deal with somebody else calling your plays. Either way, one thing about NFL, I always say, getting close does not matter. Almost does not count. So they're going to have to find a way to win that game. Big Ben didn't play last week. They just played each other last week and the Browns won. That's what got them into the playoffs. But I think they go home on Sunday night against the Steelers. Shout out to Big Ben. Shout out to the wide receiving corps because they've been playing well lately. Don't come out there in the playoffs and start dropping passes again. They gave Big Ben a rest, so I'm expecting Big Ben to be on fire against the Cleveland Browns because if I'm being honest, I do not like that Cleveland Browns secondary. They're not that good. So if you ask me, I'm going with the Bills over the Colts. I'm going with the Seahawks over the Rams. I'm going with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady in the playoffs over Washington. I like Lamar Jackson to beat the Titans. That's going to be probably one of the best games. Saints, I think, are going to beat the Bears. And Sunday night, Steelers with Big Ben going to win against the Browns. Let me know what you think in the comments. This boy right here hit 62 this week. I just want to put that out there. Like, it was people talking a lot of trash. He came out and gave you a 60 ball. Bradley Beal also gave you a 60 ball. NBA is here and it's happening. It's a few things I want to mention. For one, the Lakers look great. For two, have y'all seen, in my opinion, I'm going to just say this. The Suns, keep your eye on them. They got Chris Paul, they got Devin Booker. They're probably going to make some plays this year. I think in the East, if we're really thinking about like what team can compete, the Boston Celtics are going to be able to compete in the East. Obviously, the Sixers as well. But have y'all seen Jaylen Brown? I know Tatum is the guy. Like, he's the guy. But Jaylen Brown, watch him this year. He getting in his offensive bag this year. He playing totally different. He's a great player already, but offensively he being aggressive, and I think that's important. I want Ja Morant to get healthy because nobody really wants to watch Grizzlies when you don't have Ja Morant. Jackson always hurt, but Ja Morant, they're not the same kind of team. In a way, I'm looking at that backcourt in Cleveland, even though I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But that backcourt, Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, they're going to be pretty good. They're going to put up some numbers this year. And of course, 7-11, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You got to be watching the Brooklyn Nets. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. If nobody gets hurt, you'll see them. So that's just, I want to throw that out there real quick. But this is the guy right now. People being disrespectful. He gave you 62. Do I think Warriors are going to make the playoffs? I don't know. They don't look like a playoff team to me. I'm going to be honest with you. They really need Klay. When Klay got hurt, I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, y'all think the Splash Brothers thing going to work when you only got one Splash Brother just because y'all got Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre? Wiseman's playing well, but he's a rookie. Draymond, we need Draymond to get points this year. I know Draymond does a lot on the court, facilitating, going through him, doing all the dirty work, whatever Steph Curry wants you to do, but we need Draymond points this year. So I just want to say early, even though he dropped 62, that don't mean they're going to the playoff in the West. I'm going to put that out there too. Pay attention to the Suns. And my prayers go out to Markelle Fultz because he tore his ACL. Seemed like he stay hurt. But at least they gave him his money. So you look at it that way. They gave him his check. You can go look that up. He got paid first.